More frustration for men in the context of online dating. Of course, we have a gentleman here by Neophytist. Sick of women who don't put any effort into having conversations but have something about communication on their profiles. Oh, the irony, my friend. You're not the only one experiencing that kind of trouble here. So let me first preface this by saying that communication happens on 3 different levels. It is only 7% the words that are coming out your mouth, 38% is your tone, is how you're saying what you're saying, and 55% is body language. Do you see the problem here already with online dating? You are cutting off a drastic 93% of the way you communicate to other people. So, how are you to remedy this through the online platform? You can't. You can only do it physically. So the objective should be, I'm going to read this in just a moment, to get the individual in a physical context as quickly as possible so you can leverage the other 93% of the way you communicate to that individual. But first, let's talk about getting there in the first place. It is just baffling to me how many women out there absolutely have no idea how to reciprocate and simply just rely on the man to drive the conversation entirely. Unfortunately, my friend, that is the masculine principle. You have to remember, if you're talking to a girl online that is remotely attractive, let's say she's a 6 out of 10, she is getting hundreds of matches online every single day. She doesn't need to initiate the conversation. She doesn't. That is the truth. That is the reality in which we live. Of course, it's probably a throwaway remark she's putting that in her Tinder or whatever the online dating profile is, that to be a good communicator is part and parcel of what she's looking for in a partner. But she means it physically. She doesn't mean it via text. That's the average woman nowadays. Let's continue. I don't mind having to come up with some fun and interesting things to say to you, but because I'm used to it at this point in my life. But my God, put in just a little bit of effort. How can you speak to someone for more than 10 minutes and not ask a single question about that person? Yeah, so here's the key difference in men and women. Men speak logically and rationally. We are going to ask questions about what you do in a career, what interests you have, what hobbies you have, if you have any siblings, what is your relationship with your parents like. Women communicate emotively. It's all about getting them in a higher state in order to be reciprocal to your energy, to find you polarizing, to find you attractive. The reason online dating doesn't work is because, as I said before, 93% of how you're saying what you're saying creates emotion. Energy in motion, what she's experiencing inside the body. You can talk a lot of nonsense in person, but if you've got a smile on your face, if you've got charisma, if you've got comedy, if you're boosting up her state, she's going to be receptive to that. If you're being funny, all these things are going to influence her state, and then she's going to start asking the questions that you want to hear, like, what do you do for work? But attraction rarely is a choice. Now, I know that's weird to say. Attraction is rarely a choice. What do you mean by that, Joseph? Attraction is a combination of things like emotional state, demonstrating high value, and the various other things come into that concoction here. But what I'm trying to convey to a lot of men who are having this frustration here, if you clicked on this video, if you find similarity with this issue, is you're not going to be able to communicate effectively online. It is not going to happen. You're not going to have those opportunities to drive women into those emotionally attractive states to you and then get them to communicate in the way that you would like them to. You have to be aggressive. You have to be masculine. She doesn't want to have to lead. She wants to be passive, and you have to be assertive. Let's see what everybody else is saying here first and foremost. If someone isn't giving you adequate attention, then keep moving. Not worth dealing with that. I agree with that completely. A little bit different to my former points here, but in the context of online dating, I get that. I think you have to be significantly attractive and superficially attractive for that to be the case first and foremost. So you have to be over, a 6 out of 10, I would say. But I don't know, again, details about this particular individual here, but I would imagine this is the reason why he's not getting the reaction that he would like. Most people in general who put that they value communication on the profiles are underwhelming communicators. Just like people who say they don't like drama are the ones who usually cause the most unnecessary shit. So it could be projection of their poor communication. I agree with it. Anything else? Or the ones who say they have a dark sense of humor and have the personality of a stiff cardboard. Yeah, it could be something like this is what they feel like their ideal partner would look for in them. So she's thinking from the perspective, what would my ideal man like to read from me? Or he would like to read that I am a good communicator and I appreciate communication. Maybe you're just not the right man, brother. But the whole premise of this video is about understanding how women communicate. It is not logical. It is not rational. It is amazing how the different state you can evoke in a woman just through tone, just through body language. Rarely, it doesn't fucking matter what you say, it matters how you say it, the energy that you're giving off. I know that's cliche, I know that's trite, but you have to understand, again, those percentages are real. 93% of your ability to communicate, you're cutting it off when you're using these platforms. You have to understand. So I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. I'm just saying, don't be surprised you're not getting the results you want, because it's like trying to do it with not just both arms but your legs tied behind your back as well. These aren't theories. These are facts, gentlemen. Speak soon.